Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gents, got a lot of things going on in the background, doing a lot of stuff this day. Got a lot going on, so now I'm going to take care of some personal things. But as of today, I've had two people send me information. The first person, they sent me information on the mortgage documents, the actual deed of trust where it speaks about the waiving of your rights. Like I said, I knew it was in there because I read it before. So what we're going to do first, I'm going to start my music because this is Monday, and Mondays for me are not usually long, but this particular Monday has been a pretty peculiarly long Monday. Give me a second while I find my file. It's on my desktop. It's on my desktop. The fact that this Monday has been long doesn't is not an issue. We're gonna minimize this while they play in the background. Used to be my girl, yeah. Shoot, 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 do. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and then I'm reinstalling this program. Apparently, its so-called trial had ended, so I'm going to download again the updated version. Didn't even have to do that. Realized I just downloaded it a couple of weeks ago. But while I'm doing this in the background, let's talk about a couple of things, if we shall. We told you guys about the young man who used the 445 form to pay the child support. Well, it appears that they decided to retaliate against the young man. Yeah, apparently there was some other papers being filed into the record, and they decided to go into a different venue, and so they have retaliated. Don't know the full story, and right now I can't afford to be involved in getting the full story because it's just too much going on. What do you mean I'm having some invalid handling issues? Don't know what's wrong with this stupid program. Anyway, just because it's a program that you download from a website doesn't mean that the program is actually a program that is supposed to be downloaded from a website. Okay, so my computer has a bunch of safeguards up. Virus scanners, I got 3 different virus scanners. Right now I only have 2 virus scanners going on at the same time. But I do that to protect myself, especially when there are intrusions and individuals are trying to take and all that. Well, you just need a firewall. Look, firewall. Anyway, you go get yourself a firewall. Okay, I don't need nothing. I don't need nothing. So stop telling me what I need. So many people want to tell me, give me advice, especially the people who want to give me legal advice. Ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to say, I wanted to show you guys this right here. Now let me explain this story right here. Woman walks into a Starbucks, goes into the bathroom, and because she's so nosy, she can't mind her own business, she finds a camera. Said it was hidden. The camera wasn't hidden, it was right there in front of your face. That's how you found it. How can you find something that's hidden? Okay, what's she doing looking for a camera in the first place, y'all? But you know that's what she was looking for, because you don't go to when was the last time any of y'all went into a bathroom and started looking for cameras? Oh, I did it, sir. I look for I really did that. I look for cameras when I went, and yes, I do it all the time because I don't want nobody taking no pictures of me and putting it up on no pornography. Okay, that ain't happening. Okay, so this woman went and she looked for a camera. Now, who put the camera in there in the first place? That's the question. So there's an investigation. Ladies and gentlemen, I purposely want to say that I know for a fact that several businesses put cameras in restrooms, including the department stores. Why? Because shoplifting is a big deal. And putting a camera in a restroom and claiming somebody else put it there is a whole lot cheaper than sitting up there and paying for security, extra security measures. So do not be surprised you go into the restroom to sit there and have a seat, and to send faxes to Obama, okay? And to send feces to Trump that somebody ain't recording you doing that, okay? Just, hey, oh, by the way, the gentleman who went into the we're just going to speak about this stuff for just a moment. Not going to really go off into it because this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the court registry system. The other person sent me something in the court registry system. This is probably more important than all the other information I'm going to talk about right now. But we're going to talk just for a second about the young man who killed those 4 people in the restaurant in the state of Nashville, Tennessee, where he went into the Waffle House. And we're going to talk about the young man who said that he did something very selfish by tackling the guy because he was being selfish. He was worried about his own life. Okay, he didn't want to get shot. Said, if you're going to shoot me, you're going to work for it. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand the mentality, I understand the attitude. But I also understand that there's something else going on there. Sorry. The guy did good. But I don't buy it. I'm just letting you know. I don't buy it. I don't buy it that he was just being a good Samaritan and he ain't no hero. Trying to curb the limelight. Knowing that the media is going to be investigating him and everything. Everything! And he works for AT&T of all places. Sorry, I don't mean that guy any harm. I just don't buy it. There's something else there. Oh, and then the young man, he was trespassing at the White House, and he was in an unauthorized area at the White House, and then he goes into a restaurant with a AR-15 rifle and decides to, pay attention, go on a rampage, a killing spree. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the members went outside to take a smoke, one of the cooks, so he killed that person. He wasn't rushing. He wasn't running. If you listen to the stories of the people who were there, they literally talk about how he headed in and he shot this person, shot that person. He was meticulous. And did you notice they claim when he left that apparently this guy grabbed his jacket, ladies and gentlemen? Sorry, and like I said, I don't like guns. I hate guns. I don't advocate guns, but you got the gun now. Why don't you pa in the air and say, where you going? Sit your anus right there on the ground. Now you move one more step. Oh, you want to keep running, huh? Pa. Hey, he ain't running no more. Okay? Now I'm not saying that's what people should do, because that's not what I'm about on any given day of the week. I hate violence. With all my heart, I hate violence. Can't stand it. But you watch violent things on television all the time. No, I do not. No, I do not. Especially shows that senseless and needless violence. As a matter of fact, there is one particular TV show I wanted to watch it because I said, you know what? This seems like it's going to be a good series. The series was called Gotham. And I said, Gotham, I am into the Batman thing. Let me take a look at Gotham. Ladies and gentlemen, there was so much unnecessary violence that I made a promise to myself that I will never watch another episode of that piece of junk ever again. And here's the thing, no matter how good the storyline is or is not, it's not within me. I don't watch football anymore because of the violence. I can't stand violence. I hate it. So I'm not advocating for anybody to commit violence. When you're in a situation like that guy was in Nashville, where somebody comes into a place with a gun, he is very fortunate that he just got grazed with a bullet. Okay? And where he got grazed lets you know that both of them were inexperienced. Because had the shooter been an experienced shooter, there is no way in the world he would have been able to get that close to do that. Okay. I spoke on it. Now look, ladies and gentlemen, some of you guys are not getting it, so let me explain something. Because some people catch attitudes from me and they don't understand why they catch an attitude. I understand why they catch an attitude, because you just got attitude. You better believe it. And don't you ever forget it. Okay? But you just got attitude. That's enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to pay attention to something. I'm opening this up. I'm going to do a refresh because I just Have I done any? No, I haven't done any videos today, so I didn't even need to do the refresh. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to pay attention to something. There are individuals who I'll do a video and they can't get to the video. They don't even know the video's up, even though they may have put themselves on to receive notification when there's a video. They don't get this particular video for some reason. Something happens, and so they miss a video or two or three or four. Well, you can put up 5 or 6 videos in one day, and nobody can watch all those videos in one day because they got lives, son. They got lives. That's absolutely right. But there are some people who will go and let's say they'll watch this video. Now, this video was done on April 8th. So they'll go and they'll watch this video. Now, it's only, look at that, an hour long, 59 minutes, 51 seconds. So they'll watch that video and then they will email me after watching that video as if I'm watching it at the same time because apparently they think I'm doing it live. Yes, it's very irritating when people do that. Do you know why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is not all I do. I have other things that I'm doing, that I'm working on. Like I spoke about the gentleman whose particular case I helped with the document that I put together. I wasn't even supposed to be working on that. Okay? I wasn't supposed to be working on that. I was supposed to be doing other things. But I felt very, very sorry for his situation and his plight. And plus, he had paid me for a consult. The last 2 consults I've done, one individual, he just really didn't understand the whole scheme of things when it comes to the courts. That was the last gentleman I spoke to. The other one, he had family members that he was trying to help, but sorry, you know how family is. They're not going to tell you everything, so he didn't know everything, so he couldn't answer all of my questions. When we finally spoke with the person who could answer the questions, it turns out that we were heading in the wrong direction. We had to turn around and come back in the right direction. Okay? So I had to tell him, there you go, you get to keep whatever it was you were supposed to send me, keep that. You don't owe me a dime. So he didn't pay for the consult. Why? Because I told him not to. Okay. Because that's how I am. It's I take this stuff seriously. I'm not here to get your money. I don't care about your dollars, your bills, your ducats, your credit cards, your information. I don't care. It's not my business. I don't care. Okay. I just needed to get that stuff out of the way because there are a lot of people out there. Oh, he just sounds too good to be true. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not too good and I am not to be true. Okay? I don't want to just sound like nothing. I is what I is, and that's all that I is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there is some understanding that we need to get. It's called remember we talked about the registrar of the court and how important the registrar of the court is? Well, I want you to pay attention to something. We don't want to focus on the registry of the court just yet. We want to focus on the court registry investment system is an interest-bearing cash management tool administered by the Administrative Office of the United States Courts. That's why I've been doing, and I'm going to suggest you guys do this too. You're going to pay attention to the word because it's a very important word. FOIA. FOIA, 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 FOIA. It's an acronym, and it stands for Freedom of Information. Information is always free. Look, Ma, it's free. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. Many of you don't know about the Clearfield Doctrine, but the Clearfield Doctrine simply says something unique. What does the Clearfield Doctrine say? Let's open it up and see. This is Creative Commons. This document is Creative Commons. I've been on a particular website. The website is creativecommons.org. And some of the music they have on there is actually pretty all right. Okay, so this is me telling you that that's what that document was for. Even though it ain't none of your business, I'm just telling that to you. Okay, let's go on down, not here, because I'm going to explain to y'all the Clairfield doctrine. It's in the document I did yesterday, so I'm going to show y'all the Clairfield doctrine. Okay, see, I made this document general. Are you going to put that up online? Are you going to put that up online? Are you going to put... No, I put it up on video. That's good enough. Be glad that I took the time. Now, we could simply do Clairfield and pull it right up, but no, because I don't think, you know what? I did not highlight Clairfield doctrine. That's interesting. I did not highlight Clairfield doctrine. That's why I stopped here. Give me a second. And sir, it's not no Clairfield, it's Clearfield. No, it's Claire. C-L-E-A-R. Claire. Not clear, Clairfield. Because it's the name of a city and the name of a company. So Clairfield, not Clearfield. Clear that field out there. Yeah, clear it the whole way. Yeah, that's right. Don't come back in until it's completely cleared. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's pay attention to what's been said by this person for years. Ever since I watched I was actually saying it before then, but the person who gave me the proof was Clint Richardson. Okay, we've already showed you his video on commercial government. So let's pay attention. So I hereby present this, my constitutional question, constitutional challenge, statutory questions, statutory challenges, in their non-technical form, to be addressed point by point, to be rebutted with facts and conclusion of actual law, and not some administrative determination. I remind this body that jurisdiction may be challenged at any time, and it is at this point in time that I choose which desire to challenge the court's jurisdiction and to demand that the court prove with specificity. That's right, not specificity, it's S-P-E-C, specificity. Oh, you're just trying to get technical, ain't you? Didn't you say you were being non-technical, but now you're getting technical? Shut up. The exact nature of the jurisdiction with respects to the Constitution of the United States of America, the Constitution for the great state of Minnesota. The question is not whether or not the court has jurisdiction. The question is whether or not the court has statutory jurisdiction. Oh, no. The question is not whether or not the court has statutory jurisdiction. The question, the challenge to jurisdiction is specific with reference to the nature of the jurisdiction, the name of the jurisdiction, the type of jurisdiction, and the delegation of authority for such jurisdiction. That's what the question is referencing, so that we don't get misconstrued. Remember, the court engages in commercial business, and I said, remember, the court engages in commercial business, a statement, and because it engages in commercial business, it abandons its sovereign capacity and shall be treated as any other corporation. The Clairfield decision, doctrine, the ruling of the Supreme Court. However, that's just the doctrine in the Clairfield. They just gave it that name, but this is a maxim. This is not a doctrine. Why? Because government can't gamble with the people's money, which is why they cannot engage in commercial business. Because to engage in commercial business means that you take a gamble, like trading on the stock market. Hold on, you're going to see where I'm going in a minute. Trading on the market is a risk. It's a gamble. Since this court engages in commercial business on a daily basis, as proved by its comprehensive annual financial reports, the court has no jurisdiction to sit or operate as a court over any matter presented, because it willfully, abandons its claim to represent the sovereign, the government, and thus is no court, not without jurisdiction. How say you? Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you something so you'll understand it a little bit better. I can click on these. This is Middle District, Maryland. So we're going to click on this one. I haven't gone here before. It's my first time going here. But they even let you know about their wonderful little commercial business engaging system. Well, no, this is just how they keep the funds and they make sure they have adequate liquidity and adequate funds around. No. What they do is they have to keep financial records. Why? Pay attention. The court registry investment system. See, they're investing. Wait, what do you mean they're investing? Do they say they're investing? Yep, they say it says right there investing. Ladies and gentlemen, investing in what? In the market. That's commercial business. Government can't do that. Government can't engage in investing. If it was cash management, then it'll be the court registry cash management system. So it'll be the CRCMS. Crimus. But it's not. They specifically tell you that they invest. The total pool market rate earnings. The total pool of registry funds earns market rate of return. Registry funds in CHRIS are invested in short-term treasury securities, thus eliminating any need for collateral. They're invested in treasury securities? Ladies and gentlemen, the government can't invest in its own securities. You didn't know that? The government can't invest in its own securities. The government can't put out securities and then invest in them, because what does that equate to? Manipulation. That means they get to manipulate. Oh, by the way, pay attention. Reduced administrative costs. In CHRIS, the registry funds are pooled to purchase treasury securities. What other securities are they pooled to purchase? This doesn't say it's just limited only treasury securities. No, they specifically say pooled to purchase treasury securities. They also purchase other securities like mortgage-backed securities. The pooling allows CHRIS fund manager to make significantly fewer but larger transactions than would be otherwise possible. This keeps transaction costs at a minimum. How does CHRIS operate? Well, pay attention. Government account series securities under the Bureau of Public Debt's Federal Investment Program. That's right. The Bureau of Public Debt has an investment program. However, anytime, how is money deposited into the court? Money sent to the court for deposit into the court's registry fund requires a court order. Excuse me? No, it doesn't. Pursuant to rule, there's a rule. Okay. Filer should use a motion for interpleader deposit event code if the deposit relates to an interpleader action under blah, blah, blah. There is no law. Let's go here. Let's make sure that, because this is a rule, this is not a law. People, understand, a rule and a law are not the same. Uh-oh. It says it can't find it. Look at that. We're on their site. So let's see if this local rule can be found. I fell in so deep. This I can't deny. If I'm gonna share my love, I want to do it right. Wait a minute. I'm gonna love you. So, ladies and gentlemen, you already know, those of y'all who know me, how much I love this song. I know about Miss Chloe Allison Mack, and they keep her in jail saying she's a flight risk. The reason why they do this is because she's a has-been star. Okay? Did what they say happen? I don't know. I have no clue. But this is the news they want everybody to be paying attention to. Now, hold on a second, 1 second, y'all. Who cares about Matt Lauer? Bill Cosby? Who cares? Bill, you're dead and gone. Another one dead and gone. This man is so old that 5 years in jail, he's gone. Sorry, but you ain't gotta say it like, yes, I do. Okay. Hey, there's a lobster shortage. Maybe because of all the radiation going into the ocean? Steve Kerr, because he smiled, apparently it's an issue? Because he smiled? People consider this junk news. I apologize to that. I mean, to y'all. Federal Rule Civil Procedure. Deposit into the court. Deposit into the registry run by the clerk. Okay, these are the local rules, and this is for Arkansas. Every court has the same rules, people. We were doing Maryland before, but this is every court. All the courts, same rule, same registry. So where is the law that allows them to have a federal registry? Depositing property. If any part of the relief sought is a money judgment or the deposit of a sum of money or some other deliverable thing, a party on notice to every other party and by leave of the court may deposit with the court all or part of the money or thing. Excuse me. Where's the law? Where's the law? Pay attention. I want you to pay attention to the note. And this, whoa, ladies and gentlemen, these rules are just that, they're advisory, okay? They're advisory. Pay attention. And these rules came about, and pay attention to the date. They created a court registry when? At the same time as they're doing all of that other junk. And pay attention to this date. This is right after they came up with the second judicial thing. What's the Judiciary Act? Okay, the second Judiciary Act. Now, pay attention. In 1983, they revised the rule. Rule 67 has been amended in 3 ways. The first change is the addition of the clause in the first sentence. Some courts have construed to present the present rule to permit deposit only when a party is making its claims, as opposed to it claims. Only when a party, when making it, claims no interest in the fund or the thing deposited. And this is what they say about that court. However, there are situations in which a litigant may wish to be relieved of responsibility of a sum or thing, but continues to claim an interest in all or part of it. In these cases, the deposit in court procedure should be available. In addition to the advantages to the party making a deposit, the procedure gives other litigants assurances that any judgment will be collectible. The amendment is intended to accomplish that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, when I told you about depositing into the state registry, there is nothing in the amendment that says it has to be only at the order of a court. Here is the understanding. There are situations where litigants may wish to be relieved of responsibility for a sum or thing, but to continue to claim an interest in the party, in a property, or an interest in a part thereof. It says in all cases deposited into the court, procedure should be available. Okay, so the amendment was intended to take care of that. Now, the second change is the addition to the requirement that the order of deposit be served on the clerk of the court in which the sum or the thing is to be deposited. This is simply to assure that the clerk knows what is being deposited and what his responsibilities are with respect to the deposit. The latter point is particularly important since the rule as amended contemplates that deposits will be placed in interest-bearing accounts. The clerk must know what treatment has been ordered for a particular deposit. The third change is to require that any money deposited in an interest-bearing account or interest or instrument approved by the court. In other words, by leave of the court. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give this to you. This is a rule. This is not a law. This is a rule. There is no law associated with this. So let's take you back, because some of y'all don't need to go there, but we're gonna go there. Ladies and gentlemen, we can skip this. We don't need this anymore. Now you know about the CRIS system, okay? The Court Registry Investment System. Now you know about the CRIS system. Now let's show you what the young man sent me. The first thing I was going to do is call the person and say, hey, I need to see this in action. I don't need to see a diagram. I need to see this in action, because I thought somebody may have put up this PowerPoint. They might have put up a PDF that just said blah, 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 blah. But however, these are the monies. Now, if I'm reading these numbers correctly, and that's a decimal point right there before the last two numbers, look at that. 62 million, 24 million, 81 million, 52 million, 24 million. Okay? And case deposits amount. Who deposited 62 millions into the court's registry? Or 24 million? Now remember, this is not for the whole year. This is 11/20/2003. From 11/20/2003 to 11/27/2003, 6 million. Okay? From 11/13/2003 to 11/19, less than 5 days. Beginning CRIS balance. Well, look at that. This court had $773,501,113.25 in its CRIS system. Almost $1 billion with one court. Oh, well, we're not even going to go to that billion, almost $1 billion, because y'all need to pay attention to these numbers over here. Amount available for investment. Ending CRIS balance. This is almost $1 billion down here by itself on one day. Do y'all understand? This is the type of money they're dealing with, which when you guys come in there and try to upset their balance, why do you think they keep putting people in jail? Who keep bringing this stuff out? Why do you think they keep making threats? Because they don't want you all to prove that they invest this junk in the commercial markets, which means they commit a felony. What's the felony? Impersonating government. Because government cannot engage in commercial business. So if they're engaging in commercial business and they're claiming to be government, they are committing a felony, impersonating United States government and conspiracy to do so. I am not making no statement. I'm saying what the law says. This is not me saying this. Their law says this. Okay. Anytime the government engages in commercial business activity, they abandon their sovereign capacity to be treated as any other ordinary corporation. That's the Clearfield Doctrine. So if they engage in commercial business, they abandon their sovereign capacity. That means that they don't have 11th Amendment rights anymore, because they are not government, which means they don't have the right to issue warrants, issue promises to, not warrants, and probable cause hearings, and these other statutory hearings, and impanel a jury, and issue orders, make decisions, make rulings. They don't have the authority to do that. Oh, and by the way, how can we prove that they do it on a continual basis? Well, right here, this is $1 billion, and this is from 520 to 526. There's 527 to 62, 63 to 59, 59, and 610 to 615. and 617 to 623 and 624 to 630. Do you understand? This is a continual basis. There are no gaps. There are no date gaps. And this is all of the cases they were handling. Oh, and by the way, you guys are going to notice something. I'm sorry to point this out to you. But after winter, remember I told you they put more pressure on people after winter? So let's take a look. Look, we're going to go back before February. See how the numbers get smaller during the winter time? Okay, but now let's notice, hold on, because you see, this thing starts with 10/2, October, okay? Reason why it ends September 30th, because that's their fiscal season, that's their fiscal year. That's when their fiscal year ends. Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. Billion, 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 billion. You don't see any billions down here. Why? Because these are the so-called going into those winter months. This is when they want to put pressure on people. This is when they put the pressure on you. This is when they have all of those cases. This is when they process more than anything else. This is why they're complaining. Now pay attention, 3/24/2006. If they were doing this in 2006, what are these numbers now? Okay, let's see. I see the investment system, but I need to know what court this is for. Total $135 million. And take a look. This is only beginning date, ending date. 7/27/2006, 7/31/2006. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a partial audit. Not a CFR, but a partial audit. Okay? And this only deals with one type of security, total treasury asset. These are book entries, people. Doesn't deal with their financial trading on the market. Give me a second. I'm looking to see which particular facility it is associated with, because I don't believe it's for the Office of the U.S. Courts. Okay, the Administrative Office of the Courts, I don't think it's for them. And I know for a fact it's not for them. Take a look at these numbers. This is a case, ladies and gentlemen. This is one case that they use to trade. These are not the values of the cases. These are, see the case number? Let's see if we can do that. I haven't learned this particular software. I don't know if it's going. Okay, it is going to let me do it. Okay, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gents. We're going to do a copy and a pasting. Yeah, pasty blizzard. Now I pulled up the Chris report. So let's get rid of this part right here, because I think that's the Chris report. This is a 98 case. How's that case 1998 lasting all the way to 2006? Hold on. Wait a minute. It ain't did nothing. There we go. There we go. I am looking for this particular case, 1554, but this is the Chris system. Minor cases also, and as a matter of fact, it is a minor case. You saw the amount of monies that were listed, so it definitely is a minor case, but that's still the Chris system. I don't want that. I don't want this either. What I want is I want to pull up the actual case. And of course, I'm not going to be able to because of how it's listed. But it does look like it's a federal case, but because it's 98, I might have the problems doing that. Yeah, see, each of them, because it had that other information. And this is the family guardian. So I think they're the ones who posted this original document. So I'm going to pull that up. Sorry, you guys, we get to do research together. While I'm doing this, you guys will have thoughts and everything. So my hope is that you'll take down notes and you'll say to yourself, okay, all right, but I think we should be looking at this. And you can go from there. All right, I don't know why it took me here. Let's go here. I don't know why it took me. Oh, here's the document. Yeah, it is the same document. So it comes from the family guardian. So what was sent to me came from the family guardian. Okay, it's the same document. So that came from family G, you know, this document right here. And I could see them putting this online. So let's get back to the hand. Talk to the hand. Talk to the hand. All right. Now, these are some more substantial cases. See, $42,000, $40,000, $10,000, $10,000. Many of these right here are probably credit cards, debts, okay, ending balance, principal, interest, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to suggest is that you start using their CRIS reports. Demand a copy of the court's CRIS report. Tell them that you're utilizing the CRIS report to prove that they have violated law. By the way, see, same case, same number. That means that there are two separate people in that case. That's why that number is different, 75 cents, 72 cents. These numbers are the same. Now, how can the principal be the same, the balance be different? Why? Because there are two separate payments being made by two separate people. That's how. And you see the difference is 3 cents. The difference is 3 cents. Two separate people. It is simple. All you got to do, I just focused on that because I noticed that they had the same numbers. So the only way that could happen is if it was two separate people. Other than that, the numbers have to balance. They have to. They have to, like this one right here. See right here? See that 7 and 12, 7 and 12. 865, 865, 864, 864, 1000, 1000. Same case, but take a look. Although it is the same case, take a look at this right here. Same case, same information, same dates. There you go. That's how you know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we bring this to your attention because this is the proof that they engage in commercial business activity. They'll say engaging and trading in the treasury is not commercial business. Absolutely it is. Treasury securities and the fact that they're traded on the market is a risk that the Constitution does not authorize them to do. And because the Treasury, if they want to claim that the Treasury is the U.S. government cannot invest in itself. That is market manipulation. You can't do that. Okay? Just that simple. Here's another case where they're the same information, the numbers different. And the only thing is cents. I did notice that when it's the same case like here, this is 3 different parties, no 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have 2. Then we have down here 3. So we see that that's a repeated thing where you have the same parties, same case, the numbers only vary. Now let's see if it's a penny and cents thing. Yep, pennies and cents is, you ain't got no penny cents, son. No penny cents whatsoever. Well, I'm making penance right now. I didn't say penny, I said penny cents. All right. Here's the thing that you all need to understand. If they're trading in treasury securities, that means they're trading also in commercial securities. Why? Because they get greedy. Excuse me. When I say you all need to understand, hold on, let me make sure you guys understand because I do really believe that you guys don't understand. So let's see if we can point it out for you. Not here, that's not enough. And you heard me just say that's not enough. Introduce myself, my name is Schooling D, and I'm a sulfide bonafide. I'm sorry, I like this song, okay? Then put me to the test, and I'm sure you will agree. Ladies and gentlemen, you see these numbers right here? 1 billion, 1 billion, 1 billion. You can't have numbers like this and not have greedy people. Everybody who makes over $10 million a year are greedy. No, that's not. Yes, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, $10 million a year, that means that person made $1 million 1 year. Then the next year they made $2 million. And the next year they made more. And the next year they made more. And the next year they made more. That's because they keep striving for more. These idiots, when they start seeing numbers like this, and then they start earning this in their bank accounts, and then they get up here, look, we just talked about the FBI director. They were talking about his net worth, the former FBI director. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of money in this game. Well, a lot of what they refer to as money. And these individuals get greedy. And they do this favor for this person and that favor for that person. This is how you prove that they've engaged in commercial business activity. Not because they traded with Treasury securities. And please understand, Treasury securities are traded on the market. Hold on, because I know a lot of y'all can't see where I'm going. Sorry, y'all not supposed to be seeing all that. Hold on. What's this? Got to get rid of you because I had you open. All right, let's go back to our Treasury securities. Recruit Heath Slate until he reached our block. What was made of steel? He said, I'm so for real. Okay. Okay. What I put in here is the Treasury securities traded on the open market. Okay, on the commercial market. So hold on. Some of you guys try to get ahead of me. Okay, you can't do that. All right? You can't do that because you don't know exactly where I'm going. But ladies and gentlemen, all I put is Treasury securities traded on the commercial market. Why am I talking about Treasury securities being traded on the commercial market? Because anytime the government engages in commercial business, they abandon their sovereign capacity and is to be treated as any other corporation. Do you understand? If they're investing in Treasury securities and those securities are also traded on the financial markets, guess what, people? They are not government. They've abandoned any claim to be government and cannot have any governmental authority. That's why I'm doing this. So I can prove to you that these corporate government agencies have lost all their sense. They done acted like idiots because they got greedy. Okay? They got greedy. Okay, let's go here because I like this. This is business terms so that because we don't want to talk about no commercial paper. I can care less about commercial paper. Diggy dang dang, diggy dang dang. Ooh, sorry. Told you this is nucleus. Money market instruments. The money market is an arena in which financial institutions make available to a broad range of borrowers and investors the opportunity to buy and sell various forms of short-term securities. There is no physical money market. There is no physical money market. Instead, it is an informal network of banks and traders linked by telephones, fax machines, and computers. Money markets exist both in the United States and abroad. Short-term debts and securities sold on the money markets, which are known as money market instruments, have maturity ranges from 1 day to 1 year and are extremely liquid. They have liquidity. That's right. That's what it means. Doesn't mean they're alcoholics. It just means they have liquidity. Treasury bills, federal agency notes, certificates of deposit, CDs, Euro-dollar deposits, commercial paper, bankers' acceptance, and repurchase agreements are examples of instruments because they talked about commercial papers. Okay? They're just examples. That's not the limitations. The supplier of funds for money market instruments are institutions and individuals with a preference for the highest liquidity and the lowest rate. The money market is important for business because it allows companies with a temporary cash surplus to invest in short-term securities. Conversely, companies with a temporary cash shortfall can sell securities and borrow funds on a short-term basis. This is called commercial business. Isn't that what the courts say they do? That's called commercial business. They sit up here and they invest. There is no guarantee that they're going to recoup, so it's called a gamble. Illegal for government to gamble with your monies, isn't it? In essence, the market acts as a repository for short-term funds. The market. Commercial market, people. Large corporations generally handle their own short-term financial transactions. They participate in the market through dealers. Small businesses, on the other hand, often choose to invest in money market funds, which is professionally managed mutual funds consisting only of short-term securities. Isn't that what the courts say they do? Well, now you bring the presumption that they are dealing with mutual funds. That the CRIS system is nothing but a mutual fund system. Although securities purchased on the market carry less risk, they still carry a risk. That's just a gamble. As long as they carry a risk, they're gambling. I told you they were gambling with your money, which means they're engaged in commercial business activity, which means anytime the government engages in commercial business activity, they are abandoning their sovereign capacity and is to be treated as any other corporation. That's what I've been trying to say. Although securities purchased on the money market carry less risk than other long-term debt, they are still not entirely risk-free. Doesn't matter. They still carry a risk. After all, banks do sometimes fail, and the fortunes of companies can change rather rapidly. The low risk is associated with lender selectivity. Ladies and gentlemen, let's correct something here. The reason why government can't gamble with your money is because the people would never agree to the government taking risk with their money. See, this is not a majority rule type thing. Okay, but even if government were gambling with the people's money, the people would have to agree. But then hold on, the government would be involved in commercial business activity, which means they would no longer be government, which is why the government can't gamble with your money. Because the people, even if they agreed, the moment government did it, they would no longer be government, they would be a private corporation. Okay, you're going to get the Clearfield Doctrine, go back and read it. Why don't you read it to us again? No, I'm not going to read it. Read it to us again. No, I'm not going to read it. Okay, God. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to read the whole paragraph. We're just going to read this section right here. The courts engages in commercial business. And because it engages in commercial business, it abandons its sovereign capacity and shall be treated as any other corporation. This is the Clearfield Doctrine. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why the Clearfield Doctrine says what it says is because it's a maxim. Government cannot gamble with its people's money, which is why when they do take risks, they do it on an individual basis and not on the collective people basis. The low risk is associated with lender selectivity. The lender who offers funds with almost instant maturities tomorrow. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. Anyway, cannot spend too much time qualifying borrowers and thus selects only blue chip borrowers. Repayment, therefore, is assured unless you caught Enron just before it suddenly took a nosedive. Enron! Mano! Anyway, borrowers with fewer credentials, of course, have difficulty getting money from this market unless it is through well-established funds. Type of money market instruments. Let's find some instruments. Treasury bills. So T-bills are actually traded on the market. Treasury securities. T-bills or treasury securities are short-term notes issued by the United States government. They come in 3 different lengths of maturity, 90, 180, and 360 days. The 2 shorter-term types are auctioned on a weekly basis, while the annual types are auctioned monthly. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your proof that the CRIS system is proof of engagement in commercial business activities. Okay? Federal agency notes. Did you know that the federal agencies get to issue notes, proving that they engage in commercial business activities? Some agencies of the federal government issue short-term and long-term obligations, including the loan agencies of Fannie Mae and Sallie Mae. These obligations are not generally backed by the government, so they offer a slightly higher yield than T-bills, but the risk of default is still very small. Agency securities are actively traded. Agency securities are actively traded. Federal agency securities are actively traded on the commercial markets, but are not quite as marketable as T-bills. Interesting. Corporations are major purchasers of this type of money market instrument. Okay? These investments, these short-term tax exempt, these investments are short-term notes issued by state or municipal governments. Yes, because all of your governments invest in the market. They just create these names, and somebody thinks that because they created these names, that makes it legal. No, that doesn't make it legal. And they keep saying, oh, short-term interest rate, municipal government, municipal bonds. That you keep hearing words like that, and you think that somehow it's the law. No, the law says anytime government engages in commercial business activity, they abandon their sovereign capacities to be treated as any other ordinary corporation. The Clairfield Doctrine. These investments are short-term notes issued by the state and municipal governments, although they carry somewhat more risk than T-bills and tend to be less negotiable. They feature an added benefit that the interest is not subject to federal income tax. For this reason, corporations find that the lower yield is worthwhile on this type of short-term investment. Hold on, we're not going to do no CDs. We're not going to do the rest. The reason why we're not going to do the rest is because we need to make you guys understand something. Your state government, your local government, your police departments, everybody is trading on the market. That's commercial business. Okay? None of them are government. So, ladies and gentlemen, since none of them are government, we got to read the beginning. I remind this body that jurisdiction may be challenged at any time. So people, start challenging their jurisdiction. Start challenging child support to collect a debt from you. Challenge the child support's jurisdiction over you. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys have all signed these contracts. You signed these contracts with these banks, and I'll do that video probably tomorrow because I got a headache right now. But notify them that you're changing the terms of the contract. We're going to talk about that more tomorrow than today, but notify them. I just typed in notice of change in terms. Notice of change in times? No, notice of change in terms. Pay attention, I didn't make it up. Notice of change of terms. 30-day notice of change to change the terms of your rental agreement. Notice is required, people. So notify these agencies that you no longer agree. That's what the document was about. And no, I'm not going to redo everything now, people. But this is what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to do this. I am not telling you to do this. I'm telling you to go over this video. Look at the document that's talked about in that video. Okay? Go over it. Look at what it says. Are you saying the same document as this document? That's correct. It's all on video explaining the nature of it. All government is a corporation. Been trying to tell y'all that for years. So the person who sent that to me sent it to me at the right time, because it's the very right time that I was stating that information. Oh, no. Don't you even think about it. Many of you want to sit up there and go on your computer and just start sending me junk. And you're only going to cause me to hate you and block your email. Okay? So don't even think about it. I'm already having a problem deleting everybody's junk as it is. Don't make me block you, because I don't have a problem. Okay? Just because you just started doing research last year and you're going to send me something thinking I don't already have it. People have been doing this for too long. Atlanta Star singing Closer Than Close. Okay? I've been doing this for too long. Oh, look at that. Notice of change in terms. Notice of change in mortgage terms. Wait a minute. Do you guys understand what this means? We're going to be doing that other video on this one. This is from Ohio. So you'll be able to find this for your state. Oh, no, it's not going to open up, is it? Yeah, it's going to do this. All right, I'll download it so we can see it. This is a mortgage change in terms. We're going to go there in a second. Hold on, because I was just getting ready to change of terms notice form. Notice of change of terms and conditions. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and California was the state where I learned this, because I used to do real estate. I talked about all the other things I did yesterday, and I didn't mention managing buildings, managing apartments, renovating, and all remodeling and all that junk. Construction, didn't, drywall texture and all that. I didn't mention all the other things I did. Told you, my father said, learn to do anything and everything you can. That way you ain't never going to be out of business. Never going to be out of a job. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why I know so much. It's because I paid attention to what was told me by my daddy, my papa, my old man. All right, hold on. Had to step away, leave y'all listening to music. At least y'all got to listen to Atlantic Star. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking for change in terms. Contracting agreement, U.S. forms. No, I want the change in terms. I think I'm going to have to type in change in terms, because it just pulled the California form. And I was just going to think that it... Whoa, where's my change? How long it lasts? Ooh, that's how long. That's how long. I don't see the notice of change in terms. I just know that what was happening is in California, a person would pay their rent on, let's say it was due on the 1st and they paid on the 15th and you accepted it. Well, the moment you accepted their rent on the 15th, they can now pay their rent on the 15th or after from that point on. So every time they paid their rent late, you would have to send out another notice of change in terms of agreement, reminding them that their rent is now due on this day from that point forward, which is why you guys get all of these policy updates, or Google is telling you got to accept this agreement. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to accept any agreement. Like they make it to where in order for you to use their product, you have to accept their terms and agreement. No. You don't have to do it. If you pay for it, you don't have to accept their terms in paying for it. If they offer it for free, but they say you have to waive this right or that right, you don't have to waive a right in order to receive a service. Sorry, That's not the way contract law works. Okay? There has to be dual benefit. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to go into all of that because I definitely wanted to go ahead and stop right after Atlantic Star said about getting closer. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bring this video to an end. But remember, we're talking here today about the government engaging in commercial business. So ours is going to be to say proof that the government engages in commercial business. Doesn't it look like this car? That's the logo that they have on it, but that's actually my box. See, that's my box. But it looked like that was right on the car, that the car was made that way. You know, boy, oh boy. Anyway, have a good day, everyone. Have a good life. Have a good night. Have a goodbye. I'm gone. Adios.